You can save your marriage starting today, even if you are the only one interested. Imagine looking forward to coming home or looking forward to your spouse coming home with no knot in the pit of your stomach, no concerns about another argument. Imagine an evening spent with your spouse that is warm and cozy, full of connection, not spent in icy silence or heated rage. Imagine knowing that you are with your soulmate and knowing you two were in it for the long haul, ready to weather any storm in life and in love. If you aren't there, you can be. Don't believe me? Keep watching. If you really want to save your marriage, please watch this short presentation to learn how you can save your marriage. My name is Lee Balcom. I am one of the top experts in how to save your marriage, and my success rate is extremely high. I tell you that because I can help you do the same. You can save your marriage, and you can do it even if your spouse has given up, left, is angry, had an affair, or claims there is no hope. You can still take action and turn it around. I know because I have seen it time and time again. But if your spouse has threatened to leave, and even if they have already left, you need to act. If you find yourself constantly fighting, or perhaps there is no fighting and no communication, you need to act. If there is no intimacy, no connection, no sex, you need to act. If you value your marriage, you need to act. A marriage crisis doesn't simply go away, and if you don't have the proper information, you can even make it worse. Do you find yourself begging and pleading, arguing and cajoling? Are you reacting with anger and tears, or find yourself sending texts and emails trying to get your spouse to change his or her mind? You may be driving them further away, getting just the opposite of what you want. You need the right information, not outdated ideas or baseless opinions. You need what works, and you need it quick. And by the way, marriage counseling is not the answer. I should know. I am, or was, a marriage counselor. Oh, I still help couples and save countless marriages, but now I know what marriage counseling does not work, and I know why. But most importantly, I know what does work, and I can teach it to you. You see, when I started out, I was trained just like every other counselor. Well, actually, I was better trained than many. There are many, quote, marriage counselors that have never been trained to do marriage counseling. They were trained as individual therapists and just started seeing couples in their practice. Kind of like going to an allergist for a heart condition. Not the best idea. But even with my training in marriage counseling, I noticed that way too many couples were not getting better. At first, I thought it was me. I thought I must be just a bad therapist. But then I noticed my colleagues were doing no better. In fact, I found research that told me the truth. 50% of couples who go to marriage counseling get divorced, and only 10 to 15% say it even helped at all. Think of it this way. You go to your doctor and he tells you that you need to have a procedure done. He tells you that you have to have it, but there's a 50-50 chance of even surviving, and only a 15% chance that the procedure will even help. Would you sign up? I wouldn't, but many couples do that every year. So there I was, realizing that my profession was doing as much harm as good. I made a decision. I would help couples, but I would learn what they really need. I knew what they didn't need. For example, most marriage counseling focuses on communication. Theory is a couple needs to improve their communication. If they do that, then their marriage will improve. Wrong. My observation is the vast majority of couples I see can actually communicate just fine. In other words, people understand them, they know how to say what they are thinking, and can get their idea across, except with their spouse. The problem is with perception. Couples misperceive each other. They assume the other is being mean, or is trying to hurt them, or is ignoring their needs. That is the real problem. Correct that, and the marriage has a chance. Help a couple communicate better, and they are just better at fighting. So to make a long story short, I stopped doing marriage counseling the way I was taught and started experimenting. I started finding out what works and what doesn't. In the process, I began to develop a fairly radical but deceptively simple approach to saving marriages, and it worked over and over again. Which left me wondering, why do others keep serving up the same old useless information? If you look around, you will see lots of information designed to help you save your marriage. Much of it is well-intentioned. Just useless. First, there are those that teach, quote, reverse psychology or other tricks to help you stop a divorce. But come on, do you really think your spouse is a 4-year-old? Reverse psychology may work on a child, but not on an adult, at least not for long. Then there are those who will try and teach you communication skills. I think I already demonstrated the dead end of that. Then you get into the spells, subliminal messaging, and other weird methods that don't work. Also, there are two types of people out there, people who have no professional training and those with dated professional training. One is like asking a friend to operate on you. The other is asking an ill-trained doctor to take your life in his hands. Neither strike me as good options. So let's talk a bit about an alternative, something that works and something you can do. First, let me say this very clearly. If your marriage is in trouble, it is not your fault. I say that even if you've already have been unfaithful or have made many mistakes. And I really mean that. It is not your fault. You got married, but nobody trained you, right? The only training you got was on the job, while simultaneously doing harm to the same relationship nobody told you how to build. That is a setup, and it isn't even your fault. Why do I say this? Because nobody told you the biggest secret about marriage, and it is a simple one. But if you miss this one, you will never have a successful marriage. Get it, and your marriage will be magical. The secret? Marriage is about becoming a we. Seriously, that's it. It's that simple. But it is also that complex and difficult. Marriage is unlike any other relationship in the world. We were raised to take care of ourselves, to be a me. Then we meet someone, fall in love, and decide to marry. But nobody makes it clear that you have to create something new. You have to forge a new understanding, a one-of-a-kind relationship. It is not that the me goes away. In fact, a we is made up of two me's who have decided to be a team, using the strengths of each to make it through life together. Does that seem romanticized or lofty or impossible? If your marriage is in trouble, it probably does, and that is the thing. I can tell you the secret, but unless you have the specifics, what good is it? You can't even see what that would mean when your marriage is in trouble. But if you start to understand the secret and how to get there, then you can start pulling your marriage back together. Not just together, but into a marriage that you would treasure. Sound good? I bet so. Now stay with me here because I want to tell you how to get there, how to get a marriage you would treasure and that your spouse would treasure. Imagine a marriage that is divorce-proof and affair-proof. Now notice I didn't say problem-proof. Every relationship has problems, but those that know the secret know what to do to recover and stay the course. The others implode. You need to know how to connect, how to get to we, and I will show you how. You see, my career that now spans over 2 decades has been about helping people to save their marriage, and once I gave up on the ineffective and dangerous methods, I could then see what would work. I took that information, tested and retested, and used it for years. But there are so many people that need the information, good information. So after working with couples one-on-one and in seminars, I decided I needed to create something available to anyone, at any time, anywhere in the world. That is why I created the Save the Marriage system. This system holds not just the secret of becoming a we, but the step-by-step details on how to get there, regardless of where you start. The system is designed to give you everything you need to get started on your own. To date, over 72,560 couples have used the material, and you can do the same. And here's the thing. In the latest survey I held, for those that applied the methods and techniques I teach, 83.5% saved their marriage. Now I have to admit, my average used to be higher, but more and more people at the end of their rope started grabbing my information and my average slid down about 4 percentage points. But still, that sure beats the average for therapy and many other approaches, and it absolutely beats the odds if you do nothing. The system is designed so that you can start implementing from day one. No need to wait on this one. In fact, because the information is delivered electronically, and don't worry, even a computer novice can do it with my step-by-step approach to even that, you get instant access. No need to wait for the postal service. Even if it is in the middle of the night, on the other side of the world, you can get the information you need right now. And because I've divided the information up into bite-sized pieces, you can get started quickly. In fact, the first step is learning what to stop doing. So I have a module dedicated to helping you stop the actions that can only cause more problems. Many you may not even know you're doing. I'll highlight the top 5 most destructive actions in the first module of this system. Then you will want to start with a quick start guide that will allow you to assess your situation and know exactly where to begin. There are actually 8 different stages to a marriage crisis, each one needing a different approach. Once you've completed that, you are ready to learn about what a marriage could and should be, along with direct advice on how to get there.